attendees, kindly ensure that your microphone are muted throughout the program to avoid any technical interruption and to maintain a smooth session
Kindly
for
ensure that
everyone.
your microphone are
Participants
muted
are also
throughout the
encouraged
program
to
to avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and to
on
maintain a
during the
smooth
session
Kindly
for
ensure that
everyone.
your
We appreciate
microphone
your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program
to
to avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and to
on
maintain a
during the
smooth
session
Kindly
for
ensure that
everyone. We
your
appreciate
microphone
your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program to
to
avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and to
on
maintain a
during the
smooth
session
Kindly
for
ensure that
everyone. We
your
appreciate
microphone
your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program to
to
avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and to
on
maintain a
during the
smooth
session
Kindly
for
ensure that
everyone.
your
We appreciate
microphone
your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program to
to
avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and to
on
maintain a
during the
smooth
session
Kindly
for
ensure
everyone.
that your
We appreciate
microphone
your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program to
to
avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and
on
to maintain a
during the
smooth
session
Kindly
for
ensure that
everyone.
your
We appreciate
microphone
your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program to
to
avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and
on
to maintain a smooth
during the
Kindly
session for
ensure that your
everyone. We
microphone
appreciate your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program to
to
avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and to
on
maintain a smooth
during the
Kindly
session
ensure
for
that your
everyone. We
microphone
appreciate your
are muted
participants are also
throughout the
encouraged
program to
to
avoid
keep
any
their
technical interruption
camera switched
and
on
to maintain a smooth Kindly ensure that your microphone are muted throughout the program to avoid any technical interruption
camera switched
and to
on
maintain a smooth Kindly ensure that your microphone are muted throughout the program to avoid any technical interruption
camera switched
and
on
to maintain a smooth Kindly ensure that your microphone are muted throughout the program to avoid any technical interruption
camera switched
and
on
to maintain a smooth Kindly ensure that your microphone are muted throughout the program to avoid any technical interruption
camera switched
and
on
to maintain a smooth Kindly ensure that your microphone are muted throughout the program to avoid any technical interruption
camera switched
and
on
to maintain a smooth Kindly ensure that your microphone are muted throughout the program to avoid any technical interruption
camera switched
want to take a moment to appreciate our MC keeping everything running so smoothly. Thank you again. And of course,
to take a
a big
moment
thank you
to
to appreciate our every one of you
keeping
for
everything
being
running
here
so
and giving
smoothly.
us your time
Thank
and
you again.
attention. And of
Just want
course,
to take a
a big
moment
thank you
to
to appreciate our every one of
MC
you
keeping
for
everything
being
running
here
so
and giving
smoothly.
us your time
Thank
and
you again.
attention. And of
Just want to
course,
take a
a big
moment
thank you to
to
appreciate
welcome
our every one
everyone
of you
to
keeping the series Digital Ethics 101 Ethics in AI for Higher Education. Over the next series, 20
digital
to 25
ethics
minutes,
101
we are going to
ethics
lay the
in
groundwork
AI
for higher education,
understanding
what AI is,
what
over the
AI
next series,
20
means,
to
digital
25
ethics. See on the slide, AI refers to the ability of machine or computer system to perform tasks
See on
that
the slide,
normally require
AI
human
refers
intelligence to the ability
in
of
today's
machine or
university
computer
life.
system
It
to
is
perform
not just a
tasks
computer science
that
topic.
normally
It is a
require
tool
human
embedded
intelligence to the
into
ability
daily life.
of
Today's
machine or
university
computer
life.
system
It
to
is
perform
not just a
tasks
computer
that
science topic.
normally
It is a tool
require human part decision making and sometimes surface insight that we as humans might not have thought of on our own. That is genuinely exciting. To give current example, tools like ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, and Google Gemini are now being used by students at universities worldwide for everything from drafting reports to solving coding problems. According to the QS Generative AI Pulse Survey 2023, 4 out of 5 students globally are already using generative AI during their studies. This is 80% of students. Here in Malaysia, institutions like UITM and UPM have begun rolling out AI literacy programs precisely because this adoption is happening so fast. That is the landscape we are working in. But with that power comes great responsibility. And that is exactly what brings us to our next slide. So what do we actually mean by AI ethics? As you can see on the left panel of this slide, AI ethics is a set of values, principles, and techniques that guide moral conduct in how AI is developed, deployed, used, and sold. It is about ensuring AI technologies operate in ways that are fair, transparent, accountable, and beneficial to society. On the right panel, we narrow this down to higher education specifically. AI ethics in universities is about ensuring that AI is used responsibly by students, by lecturer, by institution in ways that support learning, teaching, and research without compromising academic integrity. These two ideas work together. The broad ethical principle give us foundation, and applying them in a university context give us the practical direction. A real-world example of why this matter. In May 2023, a professor of Texas A&M University Commerce University Commerce in United States threatened to fail more than half his class after incorrectly using ChatGPT as an AI detection tool. That chatbot falsely claimed it had written the student essays. Graduating seniors had their diplomas temporarily withheld. This story was reported by Rolling Stones and Washington Post and followed up by Inside Higher Ed. It is a powerful reminder that AI ethics is not just about what students do. It is also about how educators and institutions respond fairly and responsibly. Then, moving on to the next slide. This slide shows us 4 key areas where AI ethics comes into play at university. Let us walk through each one. On the top left, you can see teaching and learning. The concern here is ensuring students still develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills that access to AI tools remain fair for everyone, not just those who can afford the premium versions, but also the normal one. Then assessment and academic integrity. That is probably the most talked about right now, the main one. So you say it covers preventing misuse of AI assignments and exams, defining what count as acceptable AI assistance, and assuring assessment still genuinely measure what a student knows. A current concern making headlines globally is the use of AI in open book and take-home examination. In 2024, the International Baccalaureate Organization updated its academic integrity policy specifically to address AI, stating that submitting AI-generated work as one's own is a form of academic misconduct. Many Malaysian universities are now drafting similar policies. Then we can see on the bottom left, research. AI is increasingly used in academic research, but it comes with risk, bias, misinformation, and privacy issues around research participants and sensitive data. A widely reported case in June 2023, 2 lawyers in New York were fined USD $5,000 each by a federal judge after submitting legal documents containing fake case citation generated by ChatGPT. While that is a legal context, the lesson applies directly to academic research. AI can fabricate convincing sounding references. The researcher is always responsible for verification. So I am here to remind you to always verify anything that AI has put out. Furthermore, student data and privacy. AI system collect and process personal data. Students need to know what is being gathered, how it is used, how it is protected. This became a major live issue on 31st March of 2023 when Italy's data protection authority temporarily banned ChatGPT because citing violation of EU GDPR, specifically that OpenAI had no legal basis for collecting and storing personal data for AI training purposes. Anyway, closer to home, Malaysia's Personal Data Protection Act, PDPA, is increasingly relevant as universities adopt AI-powered learning platform that track student behavior and performance. Together, these 4 areas show just how far-reaching AI ethics is. It touches every corner of university life. Here is something I want you to hold on to. Ethical AI is not just about rules and policies. It is about culture. This slide presents 4 pillars of that culture. Let me take you through each one. Awareness. The first step is simply knowing. That's all, just knowing. Understanding what AI can do and cannot do. Recognizing that AI makes mistakes, can be biased, and sometimes generates information that sounds convincing but is completely wrong. What we call AI hallucination. Awareness means you filter what AI gives you. Rather than blindly accepting it, a simple real-world example, a student asked ChatGPT for the biography of Malaysian academic. Simple enough. The tool produced a detailed, confident response, complete with fabricated publication lists. None of the journal existed. The student submitted it. That is what happened without awareness. Do not take AI at face value. This is why we require critical thinking. Question its output. Verify its information from reliable sources. Maintain your own individual judgment. AI can be a powerful tool, but your brain is still the most important one in the room. Then, digital responsibility. Use AI honestly. respect academic integrity, think of AI as learning aid to brainstorm, organize, and explore, not a shortcut that bypasses the learning process altogether. Last but not least, continuous learning. The ethical landscape around AI is not static. It evolves as technology evolves. Both students and educators need to commit to staying informed and adapting over time. These four pillars together do not just create ethical AI users, they create better thinkers, researchers, and professionals. Then theory is important, but let us bring this to life. This slide focuses on students and present three real scenarios you might recognize. Firstly, writing and assignments. A student uses AI to generate full essay and submits it as their own work. So what's the ethical issues here? It misrepresents their understanding and violates academic integrity. The ethical approach is to use AI to brainstorm, check grammar, or understand a concept, but not to submit AI generated content as original work. On the center card, present research. A student uses AI to summarize research paper and cites the source the AI provided without, without verifying them. AI tools are known to generate fake references. The ethical approach is to always verify AI suggested sources directly. The student remains responsible for the accuracy. And on the right card is group work. One group member uses AI to complete their entire portion without telling the group. This creates an unfair distribution of effort. The ethical approach is to be transparent. Inform your group and lecturer about how AI was used and acknowledge it clearly. Then, applying AI ethics in higher education. Now we look at the same section from lecturer perspective with two important scenarios. Assessment design. A lecturer continues using the same essay-based assessment without considering that AI can produce high-quality response to standard questions. If AI can complete the assessment easily, it no longer accurately measures student learning. The ethical approach. Rethink assessment formats to include personal reflection in class elements or demonstration the AI cannot replicate. Universities like University of Melbourne and University Malaya already leading the way here, introducing oral defenses, process portfolios, and in-person demonstration as fairer ways to assess genuine students' learning in the age of AI. And then student feedback. You can see that on the right card. A lecturer uses AI to generate individualized feedback, but sends it without reviewing it. Generic or inaccurate feedback misleads students and reduces the quality of their learning. The ethical approach is that AI can help draft feedback, but the lecturer must review and personalize it before it reaches the student. On the next slide, student gives a clear, practical do and don'ts. Let us walk through it together. For the do, use AI to brainstorm, outline, and explore ideas. Verify all sources and information that AI provides. Disclose AI use when required by your institution or lecturer. Use AI to improve your understanding of a topic. Treat AI as a study tool and not a shortcut. And for the don'ts, it's pretty simple. Submit AI-generated content as entirely your own work. Blindly trust AI without cross-checking. Hide or misrepresent how AI was used in your work. Use AI to avoid engaging with the learning process altogether. Allow AI to replace your own critical thinking and judgment. Then, here is the equivalent table for lecturer. These are the standards we hold ourselves as educators. So for the do's, clearly communicate to students what AI use is and not what AI use and is not what AI use is acceptable and what is not acceptable in your course. Review and personalize any AI generated feedback before sharing it with students. Redesign assessment to genuinely measure student understanding. Stay informed about how AI tools are evolving and how students are using them. Model responsible AI use for yourself. And for the don'ts, leave student guessing about the boundaries of acceptable AI use. Send AI generated feedback without checking it for accuracy or relevance. Continue using assessment that AI can easily complete without engagement. Assume that current policies are sufficient as AI continues to develop. As you can see, all of this from the slide. Dismiss AI ethics as only student concern. All right. So we are coming to the end of our first session, and I want to leave you with the 4 key takeaways shown on the left side of the slide. First, AI is already deeply embedded in university life for both students and educators. That is not going to change. Secondly, AI ethics in higher education is about ensuring that AI is used in ways that are fair, honest, and respectful of academic integrity. Thirdly, building an ethical AI culture requires awareness, critical thinking, and digital responsibility from everyone, not just students, not just lecturer, but all of us. And as the closing statements on this slide says, AI will continue to be part of our university life. The question is not whether to use it, but how to use it well. The foundation you build now in understanding AI ethics will shape the kind of students, educator, and professional you become. It is important. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I hope this session has given you something valuable to carry forward. I will now hand back to our MC. I would like to say thank you one more time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arsha Daniel, for the delightful sharing. Moving forward, we will continue with our second session titled Ethical Challenges of AI in Academic Learning and Assessment, presented by Muhammad Hatim bin Nazamid. We now invite our second speaker to deliver his presentation.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Muhammad Hatim bin Nazamid, and I'll be your second speaker for our second session. And today, before I begin, I would like to thank our MCs, our guests, honorable guests, for sharing their precious time with us, and also to our participant. I hope that we can learn something today. So, in the first session, we explored the foundation of AI ethics and the principle of responsible AI use in higher education. Because as AI becomes more integrated in the university life, new challenges are emerging in both learning and assessment. Students can now access AI assistant within seconds, which can help them with assignments, study, and many more. And at the same time, educators are exploring AI tools to improve the university learning experience. While this development offers many benefits, they also create important ethical challenges that university must address. Because of these challenges, we have to think about how the institution can benefit from AI while preserving learning qualities, fairness, and academic integrity. And I will be discussing that question in our second session. So first, we will look into what sort of challenges students are facing in AI assisted learning. Because as we know, most students nowadays use AI. And even for me, I myself use it. Because why? AI is such a powerful tool that can help explain difficult concepts. Think about it. Before AI was smart, it would take a lot of effort to understand, for example, physics or chemistries, because we would need to manually find books, ask friends or our lecturers for us to understand the knowledge. And other than that, AI can also assist in our assignments and brainstorm ideas and more. Because of this convenient factor that most students decide to use AI. But what would be the impact if it was not used correctly? Because students may be too over-dependent on AI for answer or to finish their assignment. And as we know, being over-dependent on something comes with potential consequences. The first consequence would be reduce critical thinking. weaker problem-solving skills, and less dependent learning. Because when students use AI, instead of thinking for themselves, it can quietly take away at the very ability that they're supposed to be building in university. And then of being over-dependent can reduce creativity and originality because students stop asking question things. When AI hands you an answer, there's nothing for the student to struggle for, like how we're used to. Some students who always use AI would not question, oh, does this actually make sense? Can I apply this theory? Which matters a lot in the world full of misinformation because you always have to think and question to move forward. Next, I want to point out another ethical issues, which is that not all students have the same access to these premium AI tools. Because to be honest, yeah, it is expensive. And this unequal access may create differences in learning opportunities and educational outcomes. Because, for example, students who use better AI may learn faster and get a better grade in their assignments. Simply put, for the next ethical issues, ethical challenges in academic assessment, AI capable of generating almost anything today, and it can write essays, report, it can code as well without students' effort. So this brings us a few challenges. First being authenticity of work. If students submit an assignment, how do we know that it actually reflects their own knowledge and skill set? Because it becomes very difficult to tell whether it's a student or the AI who did most of the job. And the next concern would be academic integrity, because the institution does not know students are using AI or submit a fully AI work, thus making it hard to access the student real skill. Because this assessment matters a lot because education institutions are built to provide knowledge, and through this assessment that the institution can measure whether their system are relevant to the students. For example, make sure that you can be clear. Imagine a programming assignment where student uses AI to fully generate the code, and the code does run well without errors. But when the lecturer asked them to explain the code, they could not because they did not actually do the work and they don't understand what they did. You may think it's fine, but in the real world, the consequences is a lot more than we can think of. Now, interestingly, AI is not only used by students. Some educational institutions are also exploring AI-assisted tools to help with grading and evaluation. For example, Nanyang Technology University in Singapore allows AI to grade midterm and final exams in selected physics and mathematical modules. And on the surface, it sounds great because it can save times and effort. But it also brings its own ethical concern, such as algorithmic bias, inconsistent grading, and because AI is trained on human data, which naturally comes with mistakes, preference, and bias. And we know that AI can make mistakes if there's no one to monitor it. There's also lacks of transparency in how decisions are made and the potential unfair treatment. Because if AI is trained poorly, this could really affect the future of our students. And students should be evaluated based on fair, transparent criteria, because this assessment decisions are not small. They can significantly influence a student academic achievement and even their future opportunities. So what's the key message here? I want you to remember that AI can support the assessment process, but the important academic decision should always remain under human supervision. So the next challenge involves privacy and data protection. In the rise of learning analytics, many AI systems collect and process user information because these may include learning behavior, academic performance, user interaction, and sometimes it can be personal information. While this can help with learning experience, it can also create risk because the data collected from students using AI learning platform can be misused unrelated to the learning. While students might not be clearly informed about how their data is being used, because some system would excessively collect data, which comes at the privacy risk. And the data that's being stored is open to security breach. Uh, so the key message here, students should also be cautious about information they're shared with AI tools. So we have covered the current challenges, but now let us discuss about the future. As AI technology continue to evolve, university will keep facing new challenges. And here on the slide, you can see 5 emerging challenges. First, detecting AI academic work. And honestly, this is getting harder and harder because AI by day is getting better at sounding like human. Second, redesigning assessment for AI era. Because the old way of testing students may no longer work, so assessment themselves need to change. A third, balancing innovation with academic integrity. We want to embrace new technology, but not at the cost of integrity and learning processes. Fourth, ensuring fair access to AI technologies. As we discussed earlier, not every student can afford the same tools, and university will have to address this gap. And fifth, managing the growing dependence on AI system. Because the more we rely on AI, the harder it is to function without it. So here's the key message. These ethical challenges will not stay the same. They will continue to evolve alongside the technology itself, which means university just cannot sit back and wait. They must remain adaptable and proactive in addressing these issues instead of only reacting after the problem appears. So, after discussing all these challenges, the natural question is, what can we actually do about it? So, to ensure responsible AI use in academic learning and assessment, higher education institutions should focus on these 3 main pillars, as you can see on the slide. The first pillars being having a clear AI policies. Universities need to clearly define what counts as acceptable for AI use. For example, when is it okay to use AI? When is it not? And they also need to establish a proper assessment guidelines and most importantly, promote transparency so that both student and lecturer knows exactly what the rules are. Let me give you a real example. Imagine one lecturer allows student to use AI for brainstorm, but another lecturer consider the exact same thing as cheating. So the student get confused because there's no clear standard. This is exactly why a clear university-wide AI policy is so important. It removes guessing and everyone can play on the same level. The second pillars that we have to follow is AI literacy. And this one is very important because both student and educator should understand AI properly. This means understanding its capability, what it can do, its limitation, what it cannot do, the ethical risks involved, and the responsible practice around using it. And here's a real example. A student asks AI, find reference for an assignment, and AI confidently produce a list of sources. But to be honest, some of these sources do not even exist. And we call this AI hallucination. A student with good AI literacy would know to double check those reference, while a student without it would submit a fake source without realizing it. So you see, you cannot use a tool ethically if you do not even understand how it works. And third, and last pillars that we have to implement in order to solve these AI ethical issues is human oversight, which translate to human supervision or having human to manually supervise the AI work. This is one I really want you to remember. AI should assist decision making. It should never fully replace human judgment. For example, imagine a university uses AI to automatically grade final exam. If the system make mistake or grade unfairly and no human ever reviews it, a student could fail unfairly without anyone noticing. But with human supervision, a lecturer reviews and confirm the result before the final exam. So AI can support the teachers, the students, and the process, but the final important decision must always stay in human hands. So now let us bring everything together with a few key takeaways that we can take from this session. First, AI is transforming both learning and assessment. There's no doubt about it. It is already changing the way students learn, the way they are evaluated. Second is, the ethical challenges go beyond just technology. They affect educational quality, fairness, and trust. These are human issues, not just technical ones. And the third is, the path forward is through proactive policies, AI literacies, and human oversight. And the five major challenges that we discussed today were AI dependency, assessment authenticity, academic integrity, algorithmic bias, and student privacy. And running through all of them, one thing stays the same, which is that human judgment remain essential in education. So here's my closing statement. AI has the potential to truly enhance higher education, but its success depends entirely on how responsible it is used. So by addressing these ethical challenges proactively, university can make sure that AI supports meaningful learning while still maintaining fairness, accountability, and academic integrity. And this is my final concluding thoughts. So to leave you with one final thoughts, the central question is no longer whether we should adopt AI in university, because that part is already decided. We all use it, and it is here, and it is here to stay. And the real question is, how do we guide its implementation so it doesn't support deep, so it supports deep and genuine intellectual growth rather than weakening it? Because if we can balance innovation with ethics, then we can protect one of the things that matters most, which is the cost value of human knowledge. So my message to you all, as students, educators, and future leaders, is simple. Let us not fear AI. Let us not blindly depend on it either. Let us use it responsibly. And with that, I would like to thank you all for your time and attention. It's been a good pleasure talking to you all. I hope you guys learned something from our session today. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Muhammad Tim, for the invaluable insight. We will now move on to our Q&A session. We welcome any question for the audience.
Hmm?
Please drop your question in chat box or use the raise hand feature. We will address as many questions as possible within our remaining time. We have we have time for one last question. Could you please share your thought on this?
Thank you so much to our speakers, Amshad Daniel and Mohammad Hatim, for clarifying those questions. We hope that answers all the inquiries from the audience. We will now proceed to the forum session conducted by lecturers and students from Kalingar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, KIT. The session will be moderated by Iqmal Hanif bin Soimin and Tengku Maria Marisa binti Tengku Muhammad. With that, I would like now to hand over the screen to our moderators to lead the discussion. Please proceed.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all our distinguished participants. Welcome to the forum session of our international webinar. My name is Iqmal Hanif, and together with my co-moderator,
My name is Tengkumara Marisa, and we are very honored to facilitate this forum today. This forum session is dedicated entirely to our esteemed guest from the Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, KIT, based in Tamil Nadu, India. We are honored to have representatives from KIT with us today to share their scholarly insight and expertise.
the topic of today's talk is highly relevant in our rapidly evolving digital landscape, which is artificial intelligence and ethics navigating the future of responsible AI. We believe this is a conversation that concerns all of us, as students, as educators, and as members of a global society shaped by technology.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce the presenters from KIT who will be leading today's forum. Our first speaker is Dr. S. Raja Mohammed. Dr. Raja Mohammed serves as Associate Professor and also Head of Department for Computer Science and Engineering at KIT. With his wealth of experience in academic and research, we are most privileged to have him guide today's discussion. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Raja Mohammed. Joining him today are two outstanding third-year students from KIT. First, we have Ms. Vaishnavi R. from the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. Next, we have Mr. Ashwin N. from the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. Their participation today is a testament to the caliber of students being nurtured at KIT. A very warm welcome to both of you.
Without further ado, we now invite Dr. Raja Mohammed, Vaishnavi, and Ashwin to take the floor. Their presentation today is titled Artificial Intelligence and Ethics Navigating the Future of Responsible AI, covering everything from foundational AI technologies and real-world applications to the ethical challenges of bias, privacy, defects, and the future of work. Rounded off with a case study and a look at global AI governance. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dr. Raja Mohammed, Vaishnavi, and Ashwin. That was truly an astonishing, enriching, and thought-provoking presentation. Next, we will now open the floor for a brief Q&A segment. If any of our participants have questions for the KIT speakers, we warmly invite you to either first type your question in the chat, next raise your virtual hand and we will unmute you. We have approximately 6 minutes for this segment, so let us make it productive.
While we wait for a question from the floor, allow me to start with one from our end. To Dr. Raja Mohammed, your presentation touched on algorithmic bias, particularly the Amazon recruitment case. In your view, what is the single most important step that organizations should take to prevent such biases from being embedded in AI systems from the outset? The second question is to Vaishnavi and Ashwin. As AI student yourself, how do you personally navigate the ethical responsibilities that come with building AI systems? Has your perspective shifted after preparing this presentation? Thank you everyone who participate in this Q&A. We truly appreciate your engagement. On behalf of the entire organizing team, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Dr. S. Raja Mohammed, Ms. Vaishnavi R., and Mr. Ashwin N. for the exceptional presentation today. Your insight on responsible AI, algorithmic fairness, and the ethical imperative of this technology have given all of us much to reflect upon. KIT commitment to nurturing academically excellent and ethically aware students is very evident, and we are honored to have had this collaboration.
Indeed, as Dr. Raja Mohammed's slides so powerful reminded us that AI is powerful, but how we use it actually determine our future. So let us carry that message forward as a student, as a researcher, and also as a responsible members of the global community. This concludes the forum session of our webinar. Thank you once again to KIT and thank you to all of our participants for your time and also your curiosity. Assalamualaikum and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much for our moderators, Iqmal Hanif and Tengku Maria Marisa, as well as our international panel from KIT for such an engaging and wonderful forum discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the conclusion of Module 1 for today's international webinar. We would like to express our deepest gratitude and highest appreciation to our esteemed speaker, Amshadenia bin Muhammad Nizam and Muhammad Hatim bin Nazamid, as well as our brilliant forum moderators, Iqmal Hanif and Tengku Maria Marisa, and also our counterpart panel members from the Kalagnar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, KIT. Your profound insight into the fundamentals of AI ethics, bias, and fairness have
The cameras once again for a quick Module 1 group photo session. All right, let's take a screenshot, everyone. Smile, everyone.